Everybody got
Yo, you don't hustle hard. You borrowed your mother's car, heard your new shit and it blew. Avatar, coming through like a matador, ready to rip your motherfucking esophagus right out of ya. Bludgeon you with a blade, moving in and out of ya, damaging your interior till they stick me in that.
I got Michigan love, dude. I actually really like Livonia a lot. Like, if it was warmer there, I'd move there, get out of New York, get out of paying these taxes.
Yeah, you had talked about moving down here.
Yeah, but then you told me it rains a lot, so I'm not coming down there.
Bro, it never fucking stops raining, dude. I literally last night I'm driving, I'm on the beach picking people up, dropping people off, and I went through this huge puddle. It happens. Water goes over the windshield, and my air pressure sensor on my tire went from 35 to 19 immediately. Something had just gashed my tire. So my night ended early, and I had to spend $700 this morning.
No.
But yeah.
Why? So how come, like, Florida, like, all the old people go to Florida? How come Disney's in Florida? Like, you'd think they'd want to go where it doesn't rain all the time. Like,
I also think it didn't always used to be like that, though, either. It's like,
no, but dude, I mean, think back to, well, you were only here part of the time as a kid, Doug, but my whole life in the summer, you can set your watch by it's going to rain at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Every day. It was kind of like that rain you were showing that video of, only twice as hard. But it doesn't go like that for long. It just rains a little bit every day.
It can't rain twice as hard as that. We got like 2 inches of rain in 10 minutes. The flood sirens can't rain twice as hard as that, dude.
That's literally what happened last night on the beach. The beach went from being dry to flooded. No one could move.
The whole entire place flooded. Like that parking lot. I will admittedly, the video makes it look, somehow it like homogenizes it. It did not look nearly gnarly on the video. Cars were driving through the bottom of that parking lot. Looked like they were in a pond. It was like a foot of water. All an hour before nothing. It came in. It all happened in like 20 minutes. My whole yard. Now it's nice again, but I know it'll rain later. I fucking know it. It rains every day here now.
I wish the rain would stop just once.
Can't rain all the time.
I'm going to go to the desert, I think. I'm trying to go to, like, I don't know, Arizona.
Vegas?
Yeah, maybe Vegas.
Arizona's so hot, though.
Tom wants you out there so bad, and I'm sure Ern wants you out there equally as bad. But
I would do it. I mean, I would go there. It doesn't rain, less bugs. I mean, I'm into it. I just don't want to pay the New York taxes. Like, they're so high. It's just ridiculous for us to pay them.
You told me how they keep going up every year. I remember when you first were looking, so you had 2 houses you were looking at, and you showed them both to me on Zillow beforehand. Like, first of all, Josh's house is amazing. It's a beautiful house. It's a beautiful house.
Too. Like, it wasn't terribly expensive. Like, it was a lot for us, but, like, this is the best house I ever saw. I love this house. I wish we could stay here forever. Paying $1,000 a month in property tax is just not feasible. It's like, it's insanity, dude.
To give you an idea, my house is roughly the same size as your house, square footage wise, and we're renting, mind you. We pay $2,700 a month in rent.
That's
just
a lot.
Rent. Yeah,
that's a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there's 5 of us here because the reason we did it the way we did it is my mom's getting to that point where we've got to make sure there's somebody here with her at all times.
Yeah.
You divide it by 5 people, me, my wife, my mom, and our 2 roommates. It's not that bad. It's $520 per person. Not a big deal. But right now, the housing market down here, so this house is $500,000 right now. 2 years ago, you could have bought this house for $300 and change.
Yeah, I've noticed.
It's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah, that's why we want to sell it. But the problem is if you sell it here or there, you're just going to pay that much more when you get another
just to get somewhere else. Yeah.
So we might as well go to where it's cheaper. Like in Kingston, New York, where I'm from, it was the fastest rising home prices in the whole country per Forbes magazine. Just houses that were 120 are going for 280, 300, like that, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. It's just really wild. I was looking in Florida, Bob, in Fort St. Lucie, and just a year and a half ago, dude, houses that were 260 that I was like, oh my god, that's the kind of house like I could retire in. Like I'd be proud to have that house. All of a sudden, that house is now 360. It's like Jesus Christ in just a year and a half time. Like, we missed it. I said to Tam, I was like, dude, this is a spot right here where I hear it's calm. There's a lot of old people. The Mets do spring training there. I wanted to go there. And the housing, it's through the roof now. Like $1 million houses all over the place.
Yeah. I told Doug, like, I was out driving one night, and I picked up a lady from a $26 million house, dude. 60,000 square feet.
Jesus Christ!
Who the fuck needs a 60,000 square foot house? That's
dude, I've
big.
learned. My house is 4,000 square feet, and I've learned you don't need that. Like I can live
it's
in
too
a
much to
1,500
clean.
square foot house.
It's way too much to clean.
Our house is 2 houses, so it's not really. It's literally 2 houses, 2 living rooms, 2 kitchens. So
yeah,
we only use half of it really. Maggie, the luckiest 17-year-old kid on earth, basically has her own house. But we bought it for the opportunity. You throw up a wall, you rent out both sides, boom, you've got like. But the taxes, like we'd have to rent it and have tenants all the time. God forbid somebody moved out and we're stuck with those taxes. You know, I don't know if we want to deal with all that. Like, I think we sell this place, make some money, and go. Who knows? Maybe I'll go to South Carolina or something.
Downsize a little bit. Well, if you go to South Carolina, Matt will be knocking on your door all the time.
Oh boy!
A good friend of mine lives there. His taxes, he pays less a year than what I pay a month. And that sounds lovely to me.
I absolutely believe it.
Yeah. He pays like $810 a year. He fucked with me. He sent me a thing. He's like, "Damn it, it went up to $810," and I was like, "Ew, shut up, dude!" Like, I thought he was lying to me at first. I thought he was lying. He's not. That's his taxes on. And he's a gorgeous home with tons of property. Yeah, I know. All my friends with like young kids. I'm just like, oh man, God did me a solid by making me barren. Like, I'm happy I don't have kids. Honestly, like, I just don't have the energy, man.
I think to myself, I'm like, I love my daughter, and she's amazing. And I always wonder if I'm doing right by her. But it's like, I knew the day that I found out we were having a girl, I'm like, this is payback for everything you ever did. That's it. This is straight up payback. The fact that you're having a girl. And I immediately thought of Nas's song Daughters.
For my brothers with daughters, I saw my daughter send a letter to some boy her age who locked up. First I regretted it, then caught my rage.
I feel like I beat the system. Maybe that's why God hates me so much, because I totally beat the system. Like, if I had a kid of my own, it would be a goddamn hell child. You know, we raised her. Dude, she's at the door of 18, dude. She's like an adult. Like,
Doug, let me tell you how this kid has got the best workaround when she was in Girl Scouts, right? So, Josh would post a link up for her Girl Scout cookies on his Twitter. You know that girl had to sell more Girl Scout cookies than any motherfucker.
Every year. Within like an hour, because like...
Boom, boom, boom. I was ordering Girl Scout cookies from Florida to be shipped from New York.
Yeah, because people love Girl Scout cookies, right? So, like, the bad thing, though, is to this day, dude, I still... Right now, in my other kitchen, I have box upon box stacks of Girl Scout cookies. Like, I'm to the point where I don't even like them anymore. Like, I'm over them.
Like, I'm fucking tired of these Samoas.
Good to know.
Samoas are the only ones I do like, actually. But I used to love Thin Mints, dude. Thin Mints were my shit, and I can't stand them anymore. I've just had too many of them. I got 30 boxes of Thin Mints here right now at all times. And they're probably like 3 years old. Like, we don't even know whose they are. Like, they're probably friends of ours that ordered them and never got them. I have no idea.
They'll never go bad. They're like Twinkies.
When the apocalypse happens, we'll go to Josh's house and survive on Thin Mint.
That's right. We'll all be fucking living it up, eating cookies together.
So, I will ask you Matt's last question, and if you want to answer it, you can. But I'm not.
Is it what's his favorite color?
No. He asked if you have a favorite song to play live off of Year of the Black Rainbow.
There's no good song on that. I'm sorry, man. There's no good song on that fucking album.
I like Year of the Black Rainbow for what it is. I don't like the production. I think the production sucks. Like,
Atticus Ross destroyed that album.
There's 3 songs on the album that I do like, but that was the first album where it was like, okay, this is a departure for me that I can't go on. And I remember
that's kind of how I felt too, honestly, as a fan.
That's the first time I recognized, like, this doesn't feel the way it felt. That if you were asking me before.
Yeah, I as a fan, I heard the single and I loved it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But you didn't get I'm watching it over a television. That's how it was released. I didn't have it on iTunes or anything. I didn't get to really hear the production. And then when the record came out, I was like, I mean, I try to envision, like, if I was there, like, I could see getting behind a lot of the, and thinking that was cool. But, you know, I definitely would have pictured all that stuff, like, way down in the mix. But, like, and the drums don't,
it's real high.
Yeah, the drums don't sound like. I feel bad for Chris. Chris played his ass off, and you could like the drums are buried, and like, I don't know. It's just not. It's not my favorite record.
The only track I can think where they're not really buried is Guns of Summer. They seem to really put them in the front there.
But even though, like, what he's doing is so wicked. I mean, one day I'm gonna have to fucking learn that, and I've tried, and it's like, Jesus Christ, man. A fucking nightmare for me. It's like, Jesus Christ. I don't know what's happening. That's like the drums. Yeah, they pop more on that song than some of the other songs, but I still don't know what's happening. It's just like...
Yeah, it's not clear enough to...
Yeah, some of it sounds like you took a drum set and just rolled it down a flight of stairs. Like, at one point, it's like... Holy shit. And that's a compliment. Like, Chris is one of the best drummers in the world. Like, but it's just...
phenomenal.
It was different in a way that, like... Yeah, it wasn't... As a fan, I can speak to the band as a fan. I wasn't a part of the band. It wasn't exactly what I wanted. That said, like, I do like that record. I don't hate that record. I think... One time we were doing a signing, and they had that record play, and me and Zach were like, why do fans not like this? This shit is pretty awesome. So I don't hate that record. I liked No World, too. Like, a lot of fans didn't.
I love No World.
Time. Yeah, me too. I thought that was a really great record. Like, I was pissed it was so good. It fucking made me mad. When I heard Black Rainbow, I was like, you guys must miss me. Yeah, I thought No World is, like, really powerful record. Great songs, and it still felt like Coheed and Cambria to me. But you know, again, Claudio as a writer, it's got to mean something to him. So if he's going in and just trying to appease the fans, I don't think he has much interest in doing that. And like, as somebody that's a part of it and also a fan, I think you got to take that journey and take that ride. And you hope that, like, you know, at some point, like, it tickles your fancy in the ways that you want it to, but it might not. Right. Like, it's, you know, I'm not always, like, wholesale behind everything Coheed does. Like, it's not like, I don't love everything.
As a longtime fan, between hearing Shoulders and listening to some of the stuff off Vaxis and even off of Color, there are certain songs, you've got The Audience, The Pavilion, and Shoulders. It almost sounds like Claudio doesn't want to be the lead singer anymore. Like, if that makes sense. Yeah,
I don't want to speak for him in any kind of way that's inappropriate, but I think, like, if any one of us, and I try to appreciate where he's coming from, there is a lot of weight on his shoulders. Like, he has not just, like, the other guys in the band, but there's a whole crew of people that count on him to make money. And, like, if he just decides he doesn't want to do it one day, he has a lot of responsibility. He might decide one day that he doesn't want to do it anymore. We've all heard that before. You know, I think anybody in his position would feel like that.
There's certain parts you take it as, like, a good thing, but I've heard other people take it completely the opposite way. Like, they're not taking it as, this is my audience. Like, he talks about snakes and biting sharks and shit. And I think there are some of the fans that think he's talking about the audience being that part of it, not the media.
I mean, it could be. I don't, you know. When he wrote The Hard Sell, it was, like, pretty on the nose. It was just, like, not enough cool to go around.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I get it, dude. I you know, it's a lot of... But then again, dude, like, he's in a band where he can do anything. Any idea he brings to the table, like, he could be like, today I have a song about a lamp. Lamp, lamp, lamp. Look at this lamp.
I love lamp. Do you really love the lamp, or are you just saying it because you saw it?
I love lamp. I love lamp.
And he's got 3 of the most talented guys that I've ever met that will try to make that great and try to bring what they can to it. So in a lot of ways, I'm, like, envious of his position, but he's worked hard for that. I just didn't have that. I was always a leader growing up. It's really funny that I play the drums, like, the most, like, background thing, because I was always a leader, and it always sits a little weird for me to not be a leader, but I'm not a leader in this outfit. I don't make any decisions in anything to do with Coheed and Cambria. I just get told what to do, and I do it. And I'm fine with that. It's fine. Like, it's like, I think most bands are like that. It ain't the 70s anymore. I think in the 70s, like, the drummer had a set. Dude, drummers don't even really play on records anymore. It's insane. Like, I've dedicated my life to being a drummer. And, like, nowadays, like, you could roll it. You could literally throw a drum set down a flight of stairs, and the producer would be like, sounds great. I think we got it. Like, it doesn't matter.
Track it.
Yeah, track it. Because just when you're not here, I'm just going to program in what I want to hear anyway. And, like, you know, it's really funny how that's how modern records are made. And, like, I always kind of envisioned Coheed as, like, the antithesis of that. And, like, and we might be still. Like, I don't know. Like, you know, we were a band, but, like, God, Color Before the Sun is a record we tracked live, recorded it live. And that record kind of landed with a dud, you know? It was like, that's not like a real Devin Sandoval loves it, but...
Honestly, I enjoy The Color in the Sun. I'll be completely honest. For something that is a departure from the storyline, I guess, I enjoy that album musically. I don't know if my brain is at the point where I could say lyrically, because I can't think of lyrics off the top of my head, but musically, I love that album from beginning to end.
I could tell that you loved it when you said the name of it wrong. You love it so much you don't even know the name of the fucking record.
Well, that's getting cut. That's getting cut. Never mind when I said The Color.
Don't you dare cut that. Don't you dare cut that. That's amazing. That's so funny. It's The Color Before the Sun.
Oh,
Mr.
God.
Big fan of that record.
I didn't say I was big. I said I enjoyed. Fuck. Oh, you know what?
It's not the most like heralded record, I guess. Like you know, I don't love it, certainly. I thought it was all right, I guess. Like, their sings on it. I love the song Colors. I thought the audience was cool musically. I don't really... I like the chorus melody, but...
I love the rhythm of that
I
song.
thought was cool. Yeah,
Peace to the Mountain's my favorite song on that album.
Yeah, so that record does have... Dude, Claudio physically is incapable of writing a whole record where I like nothing. That can't happen.
Right.
He's my favorite writer. It's like... Again, like, whenever I'm frustrated, I have to just kind of check myself and say, you're in a band with your favorite writer and you get paid to play the drums. It ain't that bad, you know? It's like, but I think, it's funny, man. I'm part of what Claude's talking about, dude. Like, I'm probably annoying to him. Like, Coheed is like a very specific thing I want it to be. And when it veers off that, you know, he probably senses that I'm not like quite as excited as... But I am excited about like anything in the future. I know I'm not allowed to say, but like I am excited. You know, I hope there's like new things on the horizon. And I hope I hope I'm 50 sitting here saying, I can't believe I'm still doing this, because I definitely didn't realistically think I would be 41 still doing this. And I recognize how lucky I am that I get to say that.
I love Devin Sandoval, but his obsession with Island kind of freaks me out. And I'm leaving this in. Like, man, that motherfucker loves some Island. And we asked Matt Ammons, I had Matt text him. I'm like, Matt, do me a favor. Just text Devin and ask him how much money he spent on Coheed merch and travel. And so Matt texted him. Devin replied, fuck you.
Devin's a little gangster, dude. Devin's the best.
And then he actually said how much money he spent. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's probably astronomical.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, good for him, though.
Dude,
you know
Devin is a special fan.
Yeah, he's a completionist, that's for sure.
There's really only one, like, Devin Sandoval, you know? And, like, I think it's funny that, like, the whole band knows him. The whole band, like, speaks. He gave me Christmas cards for the band that I think he asked me too, like, you know, in January, hey, did you send those out? And I was like, oh, of course I did. I did. That's the spoiler alert. I did. But I said I did because I had planned on mailing them out. Well, then they got buried. And before I left to go shoot the Shoulders video, I found them. And I just delivered them in July. And of course, awesome. Travis posts on Twitter, Christmas in July. Thanks, Devin. Like, and I was like, damn, Trav, you just threw the bus on me, dude. I told him I sent them out, I'm pretty sure, in like January. But we were all in the dressing room talking about, like, really, not to be corny, but like just how lucky we are to have a fan like Devin. He's like such a supportive, wonderful dude who loves music. He loves a bunch of bands, and like he gives a lot of bands like his passion.
Hail the Sun.
Yeah, he loves Hail the Sun. And so do I. That band fucking rule. I think that band is great.
They're really good.
Yeah, I think the dude's in it. Yeah, I think that's one of the younger bands that I'm like way, way super into. But yeah, I think we're lucky to know and to have a fan like Devin, man. Well, I know we are. We're extremely lucky. Even Weerd Science, dude, like, will come out, like, he'll buy one of everything, and just, he's a great fan, and the fact that like the music touches him and speaks to him is like the ultimate reward. Forget money, forget all that. Like the fact that the art speaks to him that's always going to be like the ultimate kind of payoff, not monetarily, because I don't want to hear the number. It'll like
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you.
You know, the motherfucker will be everywhere, flying all over. His whole family too is just the most.
Yeah.
You know, Devin at my house a few years back for lunch. His dad came up with his little sister. I'd never met his little sister, and I made Devin lunch, and we hung out at my house. And it was fun, man. They were really nice people, and it was like, because I could totally see it being like super awkward, but it wasn't, because his father, Ben, they're all just
Ben is so cool.
Ben is the best, dude. Yeah.
I told Cindy this. I'm like, listen, there's only one way Devin's doing all this, and it's clearly he's a Colombian drug lord, and we just don't know it. That's the only way.
Ben is definitely a Colombian drug lord. 100%. 100%.
That is awesome.
No, I think I love the Sandoval so much, man. Like, I would do anything for them. Devin could call me and be like, dude, I'm on the fucking Jersey Turnpike and I don't have a ride. I'll be like, I'll be there in an hour, bro. It's 2 hours away. I'll be there in an hour. Wolf style for Pulp Fiction. He's just such a good kid. And you can tell he was raised with empathy, and he's a nice person, and he's a loving person. And I love his girlfriend. Anybody that fucks with Devin, I fucks with, because I just think he's the nicest person. I can't say enough about it.
The show that you passed out at, I was supposed to be there that night, and I had this whole thing planned. Like, I legit went on Amazon and bought a fucking giant inflatable island. So I was literally going to stay the night there and just have it sitting waiting for Devin so he could take his first place in line. And I was at another show the night before, and I'm like, man, I should just go home. I'm really fucking tired. Yeah, and then that shit happened. And I was like, fuck. And I'm kind of glad I wasn't there, because chances are I would have been in the press pit. And then when you passed out, I would have probably instinctively jumped up on stage just because I know CPR, and that's not what I should be doing.
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
We don't even know if I can do this anymore. That was our last show we played. Like, I might pass out again for all I know. I don't fucking know.
Don't pass out of the show I'm at, because they don't have to jump on stage. And
Bob, awkward. I don't want to. I didn't.
When I saw that video, it scared the fuck out of me, bro.
Yeah, it scared me too, man. It's scary. Like, my body is weird. Like, I don't. They think they got it figured out, and I hope they do. I mean, I go to those HIIT classes. I put my body through like what feels like a show. You know, just there's classes where I must lose as much sweat as I do at a show. And I haven't passed out there, gotten dizzy, but that happens sometimes when you exert yourself like that. So but yeah, I think I'm good. It sucks that like that was the last show that we played for fucking 2 years. Like, but I'm looking forward to getting out there on the road. I hope that I don't pass out, obviously, and I think I'm good to go. Like, hey, making a video is harder than really playing. Fake playing is harder than actually playing.
I've heard a lot of people say that.
It sucks. It's so hard.
Do you actually hit the drums in fake play, or okay?
They have these heads. They're called like silent sound, and they don't really make noise. And the cymbals are two cymbals glued together, so it just sounds like conk. So yeah, it sounds like a conk, 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 but like you are hitting. So it feels nothing like playing the drums, but you got to try to make it look like
you're playing drums.
And by the way, there's a camera in your face, so you got to make it look like I'm fucking crushing this shit, and it's all fake. But it's harder somehow than really playing. Like, it's just like afterwards, we're all in the dressing room like shaking, like Jesus Christ, I'm so tired. But well, that's no rehearsals. Just jumping in. We got to rehearse and get our stamina up. That's why I go to the gym. Like, I feel like if I wasn't in a band,
there.
Like, I try to do something, and like, Lord knows I'm always trying to get in shape. It never works, but hopefully the stamina is, at least I'm not starting from zero because of the gym. I'm starting from 3, but once we rehearse for a few weeks, we'll be good to go. That's how it always is.
I can't wait to see you guys, and I really hope you get there the night before and you can meet up with me at that Counting Crow show, because that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I doubt it. I never.
I doubt you guys will actually be in town a day early.
So it's a day off before that show. That would be the only way, obviously. There might, but that never happens for me. But dude, I've always kind of liked the Counting Crows, but like I've been on a real Counting Crows kick of late. Like, I really, really like the Counting Crows a lot.
I am a huge Counting Crows fan.
I know you are.
I have photographed so many bands live, and the only picture that I've ever taken that is framed in my house is a picture I got of Counting Crows. I was shooting the show in Orlando, and it's one of those things that I was probably 18 years old, and they're singing the song Colorblind, and I literally have my camera down at my side. And Adam Duritz is singing Colorblind, and I'm just singing the song looking back at him, and he stops and he smiles at me. And I grab my camera real quick, and I got the shot. And that's the only picture that's framed in my house.
That's awesome. I mean, yeah, like, I've always liked them. It's never like I didn't like them, but now I don't know. I get a little bit older, and you get an extra appreciation for the writing. The slickness, the music is slick. And maybe it harkens back to a time when a drummer playing on a record was actually a drummer playing on a record, and the bass player is actually a bass player playing. It's not like
right.
computered out. I appreciate that. Hey, my phone is going to die. I better show you guys this music, this movie room.
Okay.
Hey, if my phone does, is my phone cutting up? Like Bob was cutting up that whole story. Am I cutting out or anything?
You're good now. No, you sound good now.
I think it's because my phone's on like 1%. Hey, if it goes dark, I love you guys. I don't know.
Oh my God, dude! If it goes dark, Paranormal Activity to be continued. Ooh.
There you go. Yeah, we'll have to do a part 2. All right, my movie room's not that great. It's not like it's not. I see people with like incredible movie rooms. It's not like that, but. We're gonna venture up in this bit.
I've only seen photos of like your Jason Goes to Hell bust with Freddy's glove, which I think fucking looks awesome. I love Jason Goes to Hell. I love that you have that.
Yeah, I also love Jason Goes to Hell, but I get a lot of shit for that from people.
Nothing wrong with loving that. Although Part 6 is my favorite of the series, but I love Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, I'd have to say Part 6 is a better movie, but like I love the chances they took in Jason Goes to Hell. I love the how like comic booky it is. It's like fantastic. It's like
Well,
super out there.
You're a big fan. This is an easy question. You probably already know this, but like you remember when Topps did the 3-issue Jason Goes to Hell comic? I'm sure you have those. That's so fucking awesome.
I don't have them. I don't have them anymore.
Really?
I had them for a long time though. Yeah.
Those and the Jason versus Live. That is so goddamn cool.
This is my buddy. Look at this. This tattoo artist made this. My friend Stephanie for me. It's me as Jason. That's pretty cool.
Is that the same lady? Cool. Is that the same artist who did the Red Light Julia covers?
No, different guy.
Okay.
But it does look similar, right?
Very similar. Look,
yeah.
Damn, Bear, get out of here. Bear loves Jason.
Hey, Bear.
I love Jason. Okay, so got that bust, and then I also have a Part 7 bust that's pretty cool. Oh God, my.
No, please tell me no. Please, no! You can't end a podcast any better, though, if I'm being honest. But, I mean, especially where he ends.
Jason just killed him.
If he ever wants to come back on and finish in that, I'm absolutely game for it, man. Anytime he wants. And also, I want to say this because the podcast is not over. We're going to do a proper... I'm sure you're texting him right now, even though his phone is dead. I also want to say to anybody listening, children of the fence, I apologize if I've offended anybody with my negativity towards Coheed and Cambria, in particular, Year of the Black Rainbow. But I also like to think that as an adult, we're allowed to have these conversations, and I certainly felt like I was getting to know Josh for the first time, so I kind of felt like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have said it that way, maybe I shouldn't have said this, but I don't want to offend it. It's not my job in life or my goal to offend anybody, and I know that there are some children of the fence who aren't my biggest fan by proxy of Matt Ammons, and I don't really care about that anymore because I do love Matt in spite of how I fuck with him, but I just want to say if anybody loves Coheed and they've been offended by anything I've said, it wasn't my intention. I'm just being honest about how I feel. I do like Coheed, for Christ's sake. I'm not going to show all my tattoos, but that was genuinely one of the best experiences I've had with somebody.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And I'm sorry to you if I overstepped any boundaries. So
No, I was getting ready. There was one question that I'd been waiting to ask. And that's about his solo project, and I didn't get to ask about it. He had been working on a solo like metal record.
As we end this episode of Bob and Doug Save You from Boredom, I just want to show off my collection since Josh wasn't here. I already feel like a complete loser for doing this, but I don't give a fuck.
Mine's all digital.
Yeah, well, it must be nice. Mine's old school.
Hey, are those DVDs?
This is the original box set that I got from Suncoast Motion Picture when only Paramount still had the rights to them. So the only ones they released were 1 through 7, plus an extra DVD. And then, I just bought Jason Goes to Hell and all that because that was where New Line took over. I also have Freddy vs. Jason, but I don't speak of that movie as if it's a worthy
Horrible
contender.
movie.
It's such a bad movie.
Horrible movie. No, it's all good. He just texted me. He said we'll have to do another movie room episode.
Absolutely. Tell him thank you 100 times over, man. I didn't mean to come off like an asshole, and that's what.
No, you didn't.
But that's what I meant when I said I was going to cut some stuff. Like, dude, I'll be honest with you. I'm glad that I didn't get to finish telling the losing virginity story. I'm not going to do it at the end of the podcast. But Porky's was the other movie besides American Pie, and where I was going with American Pie was we were talking about how the culture has changed. So, like, you think back about, like, the American Pie spawned a series of fucking sequels and straight-to-DVD sequels and was beloved by many people, which I recently rewatched all of the original 4 movies. And as much as I still find something more than a few things to love about them, I mean, that first movie, like, setting up a video camera to have sex with a foreign exchange student, not fucking okay. Not good at all. Go back to Porky's, a movie that, as an adult, I still find entertaining and funny. Guys sitting in watching high school girls take showers in the shower. Not okay. Like, yeah, but that's what I try and say. Like, whenever somebody gets upset with me or I say something that offends somebody, it's never my intent to offend anybody. But you also have to understand the shit we were raised on. Like, it's a miracle that we turned out to be good people with hearts and morals.
I grew up watching the last American Virgin.
Dude, did you watch the Electric Boogaloo link that I sent you?
I have not.
Okay, because The Last American Virgin was the first movie that they released as a film, and it is a word-for-word, shot-for-shot direct ripoff of a movie they made in Israel called Lemon Popsicle. You got to watch that movie, dude. That's a fascinating documentary.
The audience wasn't prepared for the craziness, looniness.
Ninja 3: The Domination managed to take The Exorcist, a ninja movie, and combine it with Flashdance. Guys, really? I mean, that's insane. And that's why
they put a stamp on pop culture.
It's hard to watch canon films without laughing.
At the end of the movie, I had tears in my eyes. And Menachem, he says,
"Aha, I got you."
I was crying because I saw my career going down the toilet and I didn't know what I was going to do next.
It was almost like a bowel movement. You make a movie, it comes out, you flush it, and you move on to another one.
This has been Bob and Doug Save You From Boredom, and that was Weerd Science, a.k.a. Josh Eppard, drummer of Coheed and Cambria and of Terrible Things.
And
so,
yeah, we hope you're not bored. I certainly wasn't. I could listen to that guy. Honestly, if I didn't have to take a leak and want to get something to eat, I could listen to Josh talk for like 3 or 4 more hours. I could sit and talk to him about fucking movies alone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we need to have him back on. It's going to be fun. I enjoyed this one quite a bit.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be back on.
And Matt Ammons, I genuinely was fucking with you. I hope you do know that. I love you, Matt, quite a bit. And I also love... Oh, shit, we're doing an outro. I'm sorry, but I got to say this while it's on my mind. If you've made it this far, Andrew... Burford. I'm sorry. Andrew Burford, number 1. First and foremost, thank you for watching, for listening, for commenting and liking. Same goes for Leaping Tiger and anybody else who's commented that I'm not forgetting on. I'm talking about you, Sheree. What's up? Anyway, y'all. I only wish I had my John Cena shirt on as my good going out close.
You just shot your shot and you missed so wide right.
Here's the thing. I wasn't shooting a shot. I was doing something.
I know,
funny.
but it was very hilarious either way.
Okay.
You asshole. I didn't think you were actually hitting on Sheree virtually a month in the future.
So I'm coming to Florida. What's up?
Hey, Sheree, I know you won't hear this for a month, but I'm gonna come down there at some point. You might not have heard this by the time I left, but hey, I was there.
I'm just trying to be funny and entertain people. But regardless, everybody who's liked, the handful of people that have liked and commented on YouTube and on iTunes and who are still with us, even though it's a small number. I just want you to know I appreciate you. I don't give a fuck if we're in the stratosphere. I genuinely like that people are paying attention in some form. And we are going to do more audience stuff, so submit your questions. If there's anything we want to talk about, we will address them. We are going to start being a real show at some point once we become real adults. So I've been Doug.
I've been Bob.
And I love you, man.
I think Josh saved us from boredom. So
he absolutely did. And I love you, and I love you guys, and have a good evening.
All right, man. Later, bro.
Later, buddy.
Everybody got a podcast. Everybody is a critic. But nobody will admit it. Everybody going live now.